Welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to discuss about conditional statements. Python supports if, elif, else for writing the conditional statements. In order to write the conditional statements, we always use the comparative operators. Because in order to do some conditions, we need to do some comparisons. And here are the few comparative operators that was there and most widely used, which are equal to, less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, and not equal to's. So here we have the two not equal to cases, which is exclamatory mark followed by equal sign, and use less than and greater than symbol together, and that is also a not equal. And apart from that, we also can do the logical operators like and, or, and not operation also. And then the another commonly widely used is in operator. The in operator is particularly used if at all we want to check the value in a list or in a text. Okay, so that's what the comparative operators. Let's quickly look into a few of the examples of the comparative operators. So let's say I want to compare two values. So let's say I'm having the 5 with me, I'm having the 3 with me. I want to compare whether these two values are equal or not. I know that these two values are not equal, but how the Python, if I use this equal to operator, then what exactly will happen? If I execute this, and here what you notice is that we got the true false. That's true. And we always know that 5 is greater than 3. Now what is the value that we're getting after executing this is true, right? So basically what you're trying to do is that we are comparing the two values and seeing whether those condition is true or false. So basically this is my condition. This is called conditions. And this is also called conditions. If the condition is satisfies, then Python will return true. If the condition is not satisfies, then the Python will return false. Now based upon this understanding, we can write the if, else, and elif. So hence the syntax for the condition operator will be something like if statement and followed by the condition, and then what we have to do is that we need to put the colon. The condition should be always terminated by the colon. It's not only this, any kind of a control flow cases like if else conditions, for loops, while loops, or any kind of things which is control flow, and for that we're going to use the terminator operator called colon. And this is pretty much similar to the brackets that generally will be there in the other programming languages like C++, Java, JavaScript, and so on. Okay. So once the condition is terminated by the colon, and after that we have to move to the next line, and the next line will basically call the code block. And what are the code that we're trying to write within the code block is always should maintain the one tab space. So there should be always a one tab space, and this one tab space is called indentation. And this is the syntax for the if else condition in Python. In Python, for if else or for loops, whatever you're using, so if at all you are using some kind of a control flows, there in the code block we always need to maintain the one tab space, and this is the syntax for the if condition. And then we can write some statements. So this are all some statements. You can write whatever statement 1, statement 2, and so on. And after that, if this condition not satisfies, you can also write one more condition for it. Let's say this is my condition 2. We can write one more condition, and after that we have a code block, and we should always maintain indentation and followed by statements. Like this, we can write n number of conditions elif. Let's say if this is not satisfies, we can write one more condition, and let's say this is my condition 3, and again After that, we have a code block, and where we are writing all the codes within the one tab space called indentation, and where we'll write all the statements. And if everything is done, and let's say you have only the 3 conditions, if all the 3 conditions fails, we can write the else condition. So whatever the condition which fails in condition 1, 2 and 3, and this will comes under the else. And again, in the else also, you should always maintain the indentation where we'll write all the code here, write statements. Okay, so that's what the syntax of the if else condition in Python. For the sake of simplicity, what I'll do is that let me take some example question. All right, let me take one example question here. And here I want to checking a condition if the value variable is more than 1. And here is what the logic I'm looking for. If let's say that the variable 1 is there with me, and if the variable 1 is, let's say, is greater than 1, and then I want to print the value is greater than 1, else I want to print the value is not greater than 1, something like this. And the variable 1 I'm having with me is 5. And for this I want to write the if else condition. How we can write this? So we can use the following condition, something like this. The first step what we have to do is you need to find the condition. So condition, we already know that is, we just want to compare the variable 1 is greater than 5 or greater than 1 or not. And the output, basically we are getting either true or false, and that's what is going to be stored here. Okay, now let's use this. So if condition, so condition is something which will carry either true or false. If true, so basically if this condition is true, and then it will go into the code block. So this is my code block, and here I want to maintain the one tab space. Please remember, I should always maintain one tab space, and next time onwards I used to call it as a indentation. So if I call it an indentation, which means that I should maintain the one tab space. And here I want to write all the statements. So the statement I want to write is print value is greater than 1, and that's fine. And after that, you can see that I need to move into the next line, and the next line I need to remove the indentation and followed by the same. So let's say I have only one condition with me, and next condition is else. So if this condition is failing, basically if condition is false, so I'll put something in the quotes. If this condition is false, and then it will move to the next case, and always need to maintain the indentation. Now here let's enter value is not greater than 1. Okay, that's it. Now execute it, and here you go. That's what you're going to see here. The value 1, the value is greater than 1. So basically the variable is 1 is 5, and obviously this condition is true and it satisfies. That's why it's print the value is greater than 1. Cool, right? This is a very simple statement where we can write the if else condition.